Dodgers rising star Bobby Miller just gave fans a huge sigh of relief. After suffering a terrifying head injury that had everyone holding their breath, Miller says he's very confident he'll be back on the mound sooner than expected. Manager Dave Roberts also weighed in, giving an update that could change everything for the Dodgers' rotation. But how serious was the injury? Will this affect his season? And when can we expect him back on the mound? Stay tuned for all the details. Drop it in the comments if you're rooting for Miller's speedy recovery. Hey Dodgers fans, we've got a major update on Bobby Miller, and trust me, this is one you don't want to miss. After a terrifying head injury that had everyone holding their breath, Miller has finally spoken out, and his confidence in returning to the mound is exactly what Dodgers Nation needed to hear. Manager Dave Roberts has also provided an important update, and the news could change everything for the Dodgers pitching rotation. But before we dive deep into what's happening, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any breaking Dodgers news. Now, let's get into it. Bobby Miller has been one of the most promising young arms in the Dodgers system, showing flashes of brilliance with his dominant fastball, nasty breaking pitches, and the kind of confidence you want in a future ace. But when he suffered that scary head injury, the entire Dodgers fan base collectively held its breath. It's the kind of moment that makes you realize just how fragile a season, and even a career, can be. At first, details were scarce. Was it a serious concussion? Would he need an extended break? Could this injury derail his development and potentially impact the Dodgers' season? These were all valid concerns, especially considering how vital Miller is to the Dodgers' rotation. However, Miller himself has now spoken out, and he's bringing a level of confidence that should reassure fans everywhere. According to reports, Miller has been feeling much better and is very confident that he will be able to start throwing again soon. That's a huge statement coming from the young right-hander, especially considering how uncertain things looked at first. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. While confidence is great, we also have to consider what the Dodgers medical staff and manager Dave Roberts are saying about his recovery timeline. Dave Roberts has been cautiously optimistic, stating that the team is taking every necessary precaution to ensure Miller makes a full recovery. The last thing anyone wants is to rush him back too soon and risk further complications. The Dodgers know firsthand how injuries can derail a player's career, and with someone as talented as Miller, they're going to make sure he's at 100% before putting him back on the mound. But let's talk about what this means for the Dodgers' rotation in the short term. With Miller out, the Dodgers are already making some adjustments, and it raises some big questions. Will they have to rely more on their bullpen? Will they look at potential reinforcements from the minors or even consider a move before the season heats up? These are all things the front office has to weigh carefully. The biggest concern with any head injury, especially in a high-velocity sport like baseball, is whether there could be any lingering effects. A pitcher's mechanics, timing, and confidence all play a huge role in their success, and even a slight disruption can throw everything off balance. However, Miller's self-belief and commitment to getting back on the mound suggests that he's already mentally locked in on his return. Now, let's talk about what makes Bobby Miller so special and why the Dodgers need him back as soon as possible. His rookie campaign was nothing short of impressive. He showed electric stuff, a fastball that touches 100 mph, and the ability to dominate hitters with ease. The Dodgers see him as a crucial piece of their future, and if he continues developing at this rate, he could very well become a staple at the top of their rotation. One of the biggest things that separates great pitchers from good ones is their mentality. Injuries are a part of the game, but it's how a player responds that defines them. Miller's confidence in his ability to return quickly shows that he has the mental toughness needed to succeed at the highest level. That's something the Dodgers will need, especially with a rotation that has already faced its fair share of injury concerns. Let's also take a step back and look at what this means for the Dodgers' World Series hopes. The Dodgers are built to compete for a championship every single year, and this season is no different. But losing a young, talented pitcher like Miller for any amount of time can impact their depth and overall performance. If he can return quickly and get back to his dominant form, it strengthens their chances significantly. But here's something interesting that fans might not have considered. With Miller out, this also opens the door for some of the Dodgers' other young arms to step up. The organization has always been known for its deep farm system, and this could be an opportunity for someone to prove they belong in the big leagues. Names like Gavin Stone or Emmett Sheehan come to mind, and if they can step up in Miller's absence, it could make the Dodgers even scarier down the stretch. That being said, the Dodgers also know that Miller is a unique talent, and there's no replacing his skill set. The biggest focus right now is on his health and long-term success. The last thing they want is to rush him back, only to see him struggle or risk further injury. That's why the medical staff is monitoring him closely and ensuring that he follows every step of the recovery process. Another thing to consider is how Miller's absence could affect the Dodgers' trade deadline approach. If he takes longer than expected to return, or if the team faces more pitching injuries, do they start looking at potential trade targets to reinforce their rotation? There are always plenty of arms available at the deadline, and the Dodgers have never been shy about making big moves when needed. But for now, the focus is on Miller's recovery, and the good news is that everything seems to be pointing in a positive direction. His own words carry a lot of weight. He's confident, he's feeling better, and he's ready to start throwing again soon. That's exactly what Dodgers fans needed to hear. So what's next for Bobby Miller? The Dodgers will likely ease him back into throwing, starting with light workouts before progressing to bullpen sessions and eventually live action. The key will be making sure he doesn't rush the process. Once he's cleared by the medical staff and feels comfortable on the mound, we can expect him to rejoin the rotation and continue being a dominant force for this team. This situation also serves as a reminder of just how unpredictable baseball can be. One moment, a pitcher is cruising through spring training or the early part of the season, and the next, a freak injury puts everything in question. That's why depth is so important, and it's why the Dodgers are always preparing for situations like this. For fans, the biggest takeaway from this is that Miller's recovery is progressing well, and he's optimistic about getting back on the mound soon. That's the best-case scenario considering how scary this injury initially seemed. The Dodgers are handling this the right way, prioritizing his health while keeping an eye on the big picture. If you're excited to see Bobby Miller back on the mound, make sure to drop in the comments and let us know what you think about his return. Do you think he'll bounce back stronger than ever? Should the Dodgers be cautious and take their time with him? Or do you think they should look for reinforcements in case he's out longer than expected? And as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the Dodgers. We'll be keeping you posted on Miller's progress, as well as any other major news coming out of Dodger Stadium. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.